Well.
You're up to 4 girlfriends. Ooh. Fun.
Jurian, if you don't come at me like you truly mean to stab me, you'll never land a hit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
It has been about 2 weeks since I first saw Karma here in the forest practicing with Garland. I've come here every night since then, though I never stay long as Karma, since I actually have work to do in the mornings.
All right, here I come.
Their 2 swords clash, and Karma laughs as he throws Jurian back and taps her lightly on the shoulder with his sword.
That makes 4 hits, and that one was easy. Is this the best you can do, Jurian?
I notice that every time Karma practices with Jurian, he's in his Miss Karma disguise. He says it is because of the curse and because he does not want Jurian to fall in love with him. Isn't he being overdramatic? I doubt someone like Jurian could fall in love with Karma.
Be subtle and quiet. Garland tells me that you're usually good at that.
I am, sir.
Then why the exception today?
Burn.
Sir.
Darling, it wouldn't happen to be because of the way I'm dressed, would it? Are you still not used to it? Hit the nail on the head, have I? It is not very chivalrous to hurt a lady, of course, but the logic applies to men as well. An enemy is an enemy, Jurian, even if your enemy is as delicate as a flower like myself.
Delicate flower.
Jurian, you should hit him on the head for that.
But Princess...
He is not delicate at all. Jurian laughs and I scowl at her. Is she laughing at me?
You and Karma seem to get along.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Oh, Princess, you wound me.
You always say that.
You wound me where Jurian's blade cannot.
Burn. Something flashes in Jurian's eyes as she readies her sword again. Karma stands ready as Jurian rushes at him with her sword.
Yeah.
Their swords clash again. I wonder. Karma, your back's open. Karma turns. Jurian taps him on the shoulder and laughs aloud.
I did it. A single hit. It looks like you have a weakness too, Karma.
No, it wasn't a weakness. It was a lack of sleep catching up with me.
Why did he listen to me? He told Garland the other day that it was crucial to only listen and watch the most important things.
All right, practice is over for now. I can see Garland coming for his practice.
Karma walks to a corner to have a drink. I should probably head back to the tavern soon, but there's something I want to see first. On her way out, Jurian gives a solemn nod to Garland. She pauses to say something to him, and then looks at me, noticing my vague curiosity.
I was just mentioning what a good swordsman Karma is.
I have seen him fight, and Karma is a good swordsman. There's no doubt about that. Yet, is practicing with him really so special?
He is fast on his feet and quick in his reactions. He is an excellent person to trade under, even better than most of the commanders in the palace. I can second that. Even better than Ross. Remember him?
You know, from Friends.
Pivot. The first commander we trained under, the one that punished slow learning with extra exercises. You always had to do more exercises than I did. Something about you being distracted. I I was watching the way you swung your sword to make sure you didn't hurt yourself.
You've always been overprotective.
Well,
Now kiss. They both suddenly stop to look at Karma, who is smiling slyly on the side. Why does he have that look on his face?
Well, that's a sign. We can't keep the commander waiting. I'm drunk.
Garland shakes his head, his expression snapping back into something more serious.
Right.
The two exchange quick farewells before Jurian waves and steps out of the clearing, leaving Garland with Karma. Now kiss.
You were in a dress today.
Are you two really so opposed to hurting me when I'm in a dress? Or are you worried about ruining it?
No. It's just so strange. You move so well, even in a long dress. But yes, Jurian did mention almost stepping on it once.
Impossible. I am the picture of elegance.
Of course, sir.
Karma shrugs Garland's comment off. The two ready their swords, then get right into practice. Jurian has taken over Garland's patrol now, so that Garland can get in some practice time.
So, Garland, have you told Jurian yet?
No.
The conversation that Karma always has with Garland is the real reason I stay behind to watch them practice. I don't understand why Garland answers Karma's question if doing so makes him so depressed.
Will you ever say anything to her, Garland?
Why don't you just confess to her already? They're in love. Or at least he's in love with her. Karma lands an easy hit on Garland, who sighs in response. Whenever Garland thinks about Jurian, he gets distracted. I do not understand his feelings at all, but seeing him remain quiet frustrates me.
Jurian is talented and poised. I could never be good enough for her.
You'll never win a woman's heart if you don't compliment her looks as well, Garland.
Well, she's pretty too. Beautiful. And then there's, the booty. Am I Sorry. I thought that was going somewhere else.
Aren't they both knights? Haven't they been training together for a long time?
What are you gonna
I
do?
can see why you wouldn't tell her. Just say something to her.
Well,
All you ever do is talk about her. Even Karma says your concentration is lacking because she's always on your mind. He's blushing hard. So just tell her. If she does not like you back, then that's it.
if she doesn't like me back...
Confessions are hard, Princess. Very tedious.
You were only saying that because you're dramatic about everything.
Not.
Sparkles!
The very nature of love is dramatic, darling.
Case in point.
But enough idle chattel, sir. Let us continue our training. Ting, ting, ting.
I end up staying longer than I intended. By the time I consider returning to the tavern, Garland and Karma are wrapping up for the night. I have a question for Karma, so I will wait until Garland leaves before I approach him.
You're still here, Princess. Were you seeking out alone time with me by chance?
I don't know, maybe. I have enough of that every day when we run errands. I just have a question for you.
You always come to the right person. What can I do for you, Princess Rosaria?
You ask Garland the same question every time you train, and he always tells you that he cannot confess. Karma nods in acknowledgement, but his attention is on his sword. Wink. He inspects it carefully before sheathing it. It frustrates me.
You're frustrated?
That look of his always annoys me.
Oh my.
It is annoying.
Did you want to ask me why he won't confess because you're so frustrated?
Yes.
I suppose after almost 2 months I do know you a bit better.
You do not know anything about me. I am a mystery.
Enigma, here.
And I do not know anything about karma either.
Confessing isn't easy, dear Rosaria. Surely you must realize that the possibility of rejection is a significant deterrent.
But if you never ask, you never get an answer, and the stress of worrying stays with you and ruins everything. Why are you staring at me?
Is that the reason you're so blunt, Princess?
Blunt? You are far more blunt than I am.
Princess Rosaria, you are truly amazing. You're as sharp as a knight's blade.
I am not amusing.
Okay. That's a matter of opinion, darling.
He really is insufferable. And yet I still come to him for advice.
The scariest part of confession is the possibility of rejection. Can you imagine loving someone and then finding out that they don't feel the same way about you?
My thoughts shift to the king. My chest tightens.
Princess Rosaria?
I can't breathe. Karma reaches out a hand to brush a strand of hair out of my face. I slap it away without realizing. He pulls his hand back with a gentle sigh.
My apologies, Princess.
No, I cannot imagine.
No?
Loving someone and finding out they do not feel the same way. I always knew my father never loved me. My understanding is different from what Karma is referring to. Besides, I no longer hold any love in my heart for the king. I have already given up hope on him. Right?
It is a good thing you haven't experienced a rejected love, Princess. It is one of the worst feelings.
Karma asks to be alone, so I return to the tavern by myself that night.
Ooh, dun, dun, dun.
What is this?